Hello and welcome to Learning from Lauren. I am Lauren, your host, and today we are talking about what do projects look like when you are a travel advisor. So, if you don't know, and if you're not a travel advisor, maybe you are a travel advisor already, making doing projects is something that is going to be occurring throughout your whole time of being a travel agent. You are always working on something on the side, either for clients or for marketing purposes, things like that. You can be making things to better help clients and to get more lead in clients. So, what those projects kind of look like is if I'm working for a client and I'm trying to come up with something that's going to make my life easier, a big thing that I'm going to do is try and find some systems. So, if someone is booking a cruise vacation with me, there are certain steps you need to take when you are cruising that don't see that you need to send out a bunch of emails at a certain number of times. So when you book a client, you aren't always booking that client and then they're traveling like the next month. A lot of times they're booking a year in advance. So you want to keep in contact with them over that time. So a project might be that you are working on sending out an email. What would an email look like every month that you would want to send to someone who's getting ready for a cruise? And you might write down like 12 things that are going to happen. And then you're going to write out what you would say in each of those emails, maybe with links, maybe with pictures, maybe with tutorials on how to do certain things. And then you want to take those emails and put them all together and try and get them automated. And automation means that they automatically go to the clients. You don't have to think about it. So there's a lot of different ways that you can set this up. Your customer relationship management system might have an option where you can make them. That is where I make all of mine. So once a client signs up for a cruise, I say my system is X, Y, and Z, and my clients are going to get these 12 emails. So at least every month. Now, if they book less than a year, they'll get them more upfront. They'll get more often. I have it, you have to kind of figure out what's going to work for you. And they get an email every month from me. That's one way to do it. And that project isn't going to take you, one day. That is going to be over time. You might decide, okay, this month I'm going to focus. This is how I'll say I did it. For about 2 months, it took me the time to build my one for Disney World, my system for that. So anyone who books a package, which is a room and tickets, automatically gets this tutorial basically of how to go to Disney World, how to use my Disney experience, how to do all these things. And there's a bunch of different systems. And I have, I don't know, maybe 20 emails that go out to people when they start to plan their trip all the way until they leave and actually come back. So it took me about 2 months to do that because I had to make some videos and do some other things. And I change things all the time and Disney changes things all the time. So I then have to go back and change those things all the time. But what I like about it is when I book a client, I just like pick that system and those 20 emails automatically get pushed out at a certain date. So the client gets them and I can send myself reminders that those emails are going out. So I know that client has gotten them. And then I'm not always thinking about like, "Ugh, okay, what do I need? Did I send that email? Do they know about dining? Do they know about this? Or if I'm cruising, do they remember that like they have to order their testing? Do they know that you have to um, do everything online? Did they download the app? Have they taken their picture so that they can get on board? Those types of things. I have all that information and I don't have all of it done for every location everywhere, but I focus on Disney World, Universal, and cruising. So Disney and Universal are done. I have those completely done. So anyone who books, I have a whole system for them. So they book, I click a button, and they get a series of emails over time. It does not mean that I do not email these clients ever again. That is just the automatic emails that they get when new things that come out, when changes happen, when things like that come out. I still have to individually email those clients. And typically once a month, I give them some sort of like live update on either the parks or that cruise line or their specific cruise, depending on what it is. So there is a lot of it saves you a lot of time in the end, because if you think about sending 20 emails out to every client that you've booked with, that can get very overwhelming over time. And did I send that email? Which email did I send? I don't know. If you build it in a system, it will say it got delivered on this date at this time, so you know that they received it. Whether or not they open it and follow through is up on them. That is not on you. You offered the service to do it. They chose not to do it. That's on them. So, those are the kinds of projects you want to think about. Maybe it's something that you're going to be designing. So, I've talked about it in previous videos that maybe you're going to be building something that's going to be collecting email addresses. So, you are producing something. So, what's a free offer that you could offer a client? Is it a PDF, or it's not a potential client, I should say. So, is it a PDF like the best places to go on Oahu? Or is it, here are my top 10 tips for Disney World? And, make a PDF of it. And in order to get it, you need to attach it to an email so that they have to give you your email. Then they can get the free offer. And then now you've collected an email that you can use. And you've only had to create that thing one time, and you can use it for that. And you can also use it when you have your own clients. Like, that can be one of the emails that you're sending out for that destination also. So you don't have to work so hard on that type of stuff. Just the first time you do it, it's going to take more than 1 minute, and it's going to take more than 1 hour. It's going to take time. You want to make these so that they're impressive, that you're impressing your clients, and every client's getting them now. So if I'm making something that I'm going to use for my next 200 clients and it takes me a whole month or 2 months to make, that's fine, because yes, it took me 2 months to make it, but now all my clients from here on out are going to get it. And maybe I have to make some changes here and there, but they're not huge changes. So you want to think about that about projects. You only want to be working on one at a time, because it can come very overwhelming. And maybe you want to say, okay, over the next year, here are like the 20 projects I want to do. You will not get to all of them, but you will see what is the most important based on the clients that you get. All right, that will do it for our show today. Again, I am Lauren. I am a travel advisor, and I help other travel agents when they're starting off. I think it's super important that we help each other out and support each other, because being a travel advisor is very lonely sometimes, and you really need that support, even though you might get it from your travel agency or your host. You just want that extra support from someone else. So, here are just some guidelines that might help you as you become a travel agent, or if you are interested in becoming a travel agent. I will see you next time on Learn.